Hello guys, today we're going to make a super cute cat paw or dog paw, yin and yang. So I'm gonna leave down below in the description the Pinterest post that I'm going to be referencing for our tapestry. So let's get started. So for this tapestry, we're just going to use two colors, which is black and white, and our reference picture calls for 16 stitches or 16 chains. So we're going to chain 16. So now that we have our 16 chains, we're going to turn our work and we're going to work on those back bumps, these back bumps. So this loop that we have on our hook counts as one stitch, and we're going to go into this other loop and insert yarn over, pull, and that's going to be 2. And as you can see, is into those bumps right here, into those bumps, and 4 all the way down. And we should have all our 16 stitches on our hook. So then to do the back pass, what we want to do is onto that last stitch, we want to chain 1, just like we would do in our regular crochet. And into the rest of our row, we're going to yarn over and pull through 2 of the loops. Show you again, yarn over and pull through 2. All the way down our row. And this will be our first row. And our second row already calls for a color change. But instead of working our regular crochet, which is just inserting our hook and doing our stitch into that one loop, we're going to be working into these front loops right here. Only the front loops. And as always, this stitch on our hook counts as 1. So our pattern calls for an additional 5 white stitches, and that's our 5. And as you can see, the little squares that we'll be creating will be our first row. We're working on our second row. So now it calls for our second color, which is black. Or you can use any other color. I'm going to use the ones that the reference picture shows. So instead of yarning over with our white, we're gonna yarn over with our black. And try to leave a long tail so we can weave it in at the end, or cut it, or whatever you like. But just try to leave it nice and long. So we continue with our black. 6 more times. And 6. And now that we have all our stitches, the rest of our row should be white. So we just drop the black and we pick up our white. Pretty simple. Make sure you leave your back kind of loose so you don't create unnecessary tension. So we just continue until the end of our row. And right here at the end, we want to catch those 2 loops that you see created here. So we want to insert our hook and catch those 2 loops. And there we have it. And just like in our last row, we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to pull through 2 stitches, and 2 stitches, and 2 and 2, until we reach our color change. So whenever you have 2 different colors on your hook, you're going to use the second color. So we drop our white, we pick up our black, and just like we did before, we yarn over and we pull through 2 stitches. And again, once you reach 2 colors on your hook, you always use that second color of that second stitch. So instead of continuing with our black, we're going to drop it, pick up our white, leave it kind of loose, and we continue until the very end. So now that you know the basics, you can continue with the pattern with this simple Tunisian crochet stitch, and I'll leave you with a time lapse of how I make this super adorable yin and yang paw. Since our picture reference calls for the next row to continue to be black, instead of, I know I told you that we would always use that second color for our back pass, but since our next row is going to start with that black color, it wouldn't make sense to do the back pass or have that white yarn go through both of our stitches. So we're going to instead use that one color that is going to continue our row. So instead of using the white one, we're going to continue and use the black one. so we have a continuous pattern.